LiberalViewer presents.
So earlier this month I made a video showing how Bill O'Reilly on Fox News has consistently smeared the American Civil Liberties Union over the years by claiming the ACLU is somehow anti-Christian, despite the dozens of examples on my ACLU Fights for Christians website showing the ACLU fights just as hard for the religious liberties of individuals as it fights against religious endorsements by the government. But even though I just emailed this information to the O'Reilly Factor again, Bill O'Reilly reacted last week to the ACLU posting a placard about its defense of religious liberty in a public forum in the Illinois state capitol by continuing to smear the ACLU as anti-Christian, as you can see in this clip.
This ACLU thing is pretty smart. They put up a little piece of cardboard, cost them no money. They just lost a $20 million endowment, so the ACLU took a big hit. And they say, you know, if you're a Christmas person, we're on your side. We will love religion. We stick up for religion. Of course, that's not true. They try to demean Christmas anytime they can, the ACLU. But That's what they're doing here.
Now, notice how Bill O'Reilly has absolutely no facts to back up his claim that the ACLU tries to demean Christmas anytime they can, which is a false personal attack on the many members of the ACLU who are Christians, like the Reverend Scotty McLennan, who was recently nominated to the board of directors of my ACLU affiliate, the ACLU of Northern California, and who's the author of the book Jesus Was a Liberal, a book he talked about earlier this year at a book signing you can see in a clip from a 4TV video here.
Jesus was a religious liberal. He came with a fresh, new, progressive vision, proclaiming again and again, you've heard it was said to those of ancient times, but I say to you, instead of an eye for an eye, he asked us to turn the other cheek. Instead of loving just our neighbors, we were called upon to love our enemies too.
But there was little love for enemies or anyone else over on the O'Reilly Factor, where the producers apparently thought Ann Coulter would add balance in the no-spin zone, and Coulter quickly showed her Christmas spirit by joining Bill O'Reilly's anti-ACLU smear, this time based on no facts, calling the ACLU a hate group and comparing it to the KKK for Christmas, as you can see here.
They can say whatever they want to. They're America's leading anti-Christian hate group. They're parachuting into small towns in, Iowa. Whenever any town puts up a Ten Commandments display, you may as well have, the Klan putting up a sign at an NAACP memorial saying we support equal rights. Well, we know you don't support equal rights.
And Ann Coulter never explained how she supposedly knows the ACLU doesn't support equal rights despite all the evidence to the contrary, but instead, even though she's a lawyer, Coulter launched into this bizarre argument claiming that states are allowed to vote to establish a state religion because, as a matter of tradition, some states had established religions at a time when slavery was also legal, and the Bill of Rights did not legally apply to the actions of state governments, which she never mentioned, instead concluding with the factually false claims you can see here.
They could establish Episcopalianism as the state religion. They could establish Festivus as the state religion. I doubt the citizens would go for that. But just as a matter of tradition, this is a Christian country. No matter how many times liberals tell us it's not, it was founded by Christians, it was founded on Christian principles. America could have been discovered by the Buddhists or atheists or Jews, but it wasn't. It was founded, it was created, the Constitution, the founding documents, the Declaration of Independence were written by Christians.
No, I've already debunked the claim that America was founded as a Christian nation in multiple previous videos, and many of the founders were deists, not Christians, like Thomas Jefferson, who Coulter specifically mentioned is the author of the Declaration of Independence, and who, though he believed that Jesus had some good ideas, he did not believe in the divinity of Jesus or the supernatural parts of the Bible, even writing to John Adams in 1823 that, quote, "The day will come when the mystical generation of Jesus by the Supreme Being as his Father in the womb of a virgin will be classed with the fable of the generation of Minerva in the brain of Jupiter," unquote. And this quote followed another from that letter in which it almost sounds like Thomas Jefferson is talking about Bill O'Reilly and Ann Coulter back on Fox News when he said, quote, "The greatest enemies to the doctrines of Jesus are those calling themselves the expositors of them, who have perverted them for the structure of a system of fancy absolutely incomprehensible and without any foundation in his genuine word," unquote. That's how I'd classify Bill O'Reilly and Ann Coulter over at Fox News, or anyone who'd use the Christmas season to falsely attack and smear others who just want to celebrate Christmas with their families. People like Terry Burke, executive director of the ACLU of Texas, who uploaded a video to YouTube this month reacting to misinformation about the ACLU and Christmas by pointing out,
"We believe in Christmas so much. We close our office beginning Christmas Eve so that we can celebrate the holidays with our families. I'm looking forward to spending Christmas with my 2.5-year-old granddaughter Ella. And all of our staff is looking forward to the new year. A new year where we hope Santa will have granted us our holiday wishes. First and foremost, we hope that all Americans will be able to practice their religion and worship as they please.
And that message of tolerance seems more in keeping with the spirit of Christmas than those smears and false personal attacks from Bill O'Reilly and Ann Coulter. At least that's what I think, but I want to know what you think. Which seems more in keeping with the Christmas spirit, the ACLU's message of tolerance or those smears and false personal attacks from Bill O'Reilly and Ann Coulter? And regarding the motivation behind those attacks, do you think Bill O'Reilly and Ann Coulter spend the Christmas season smearing and falsely attacking other Christians to try to distract people from the fact that Jesus was a liberal?
YouTube, you decide.